Chapter 6, Know Your Tax Law. It is your right to learn the rules of the tax game. Studying tax will by far be one of the best investments you can make. By learning the rule of taxes, you'll begin to look at your income in a different perspective. Once you start thinking net profit instead of net income, you'll find the legal ways to increase your tax return. As an employee, the best tax laws you can start learning here in Canada will be regarding your RRSP contribution room, spousal RRSPs, and your own tax bracket. Did you know that if you contribute your RRSP limit, you're proactively moving towards a better tax return? Also, if you have a higher income than your husband or wife and you contribute to your spouse's RRSP, you can decrease the taxes that he or she would have had to pay at the end of the fiscal year and possibly increase his or her tax return. Another rule that may seem a little morbid is that once you or your spouse passes away, the deceased can contribute to the living partner's RRSP, thus making it a spousal RRSP contribution until March 1st of the following year. This after-death rule, combined with proper insurance, can be very beneficial to leaving behind a legacy for one's family after death, if one is aware of these rules and plans accordingly to offer value even after one's time here on Earth. If you own your own business or work independent contracts, which I highly suggest, by the way, if you're currently just an employee, there are an outrageous amount of tax laws that you can take advantage of during tax season. My guide here today will cover but a few of my favorites, as my goal here is to not fully educate you in tax law, but I'm more so here to offer you a glimpse into the wonders and benefits of learning and knowing your tax law. First of all, as a business or independent contractor, you pay taxes at the end of the year and not after each paycheck. Also, you will pay taxes on profit and not income. Profit in general terms is income minus expenses. In fact, expenses may just be your favorite part of having a business. Once you learn your tax law, you'll see that many of your expenses can become business expenses, which reduce your profit at the end of the year and thus can reduce your taxes and may even give you a better tax return. It is very important that you do your proper research and due diligence when playing around with business tax law, since there are many benefits to learning these laws, but you can get yourself in some trouble if you do not follow the laws accordingly. Legally, here in Canada, you can write off up to 50% of your business income using business meal expenses. And as a millennial myself, I know how much us millennials all love to eat out. To make a business meal completely legal, you must discuss business over food, which means that if you and your partner or spouse both have a business, it is very likely that business will come up in conversation over your meal. There are also business tax write-offs opportunities specific to your industry, so make sure that you do your own research. It will be very beneficial to understand what you can write off as a business expense, how much you can write off, and you should always keep your receipts while having records of what your expense was, when it was made, and why the expense was made. In conclusion, knowing your tax law will not only save you money in the long run, but it will help give you a better tax return at the end of the fiscal year. Not to mention that by doing your own research and having a general idea of how taxes work, you can make sure that the tax professionals that you work with are actually doing a proper job. There are many tax laws out there, so I cannot stress enough for you to do your research and learn about them. For now, you can focus on getting those independent contracts, going on business dinner dates, keeping receipts, especially gas, while tracking your gas mileage during business-related trips, and max out those RRSPs. Not that you'll really need an RRSP once you get your money right. It's just nice to take advantage of the tax return benefits of hitting your RRSP limits each year. So for this chapter's call to action, start studying your tax law in your city or country today. You should find out how much you pay in taxes with each paycheck if you work a job. If you have a business, find out all your taxable expenses that you're eligible for. Even if it may not be tax season, a few hours a month of research towards tax law will pay you more in the fact that you'll keep more money at the end of the fiscal year. More money kept means more money for you to set up a foundation to never being broke again.